Hi, everybody. It is Tuesday, the 6th of September. Um, I just came from the pharmacy. I went in and got my third Moderna shot and my flu shot. I figure I've got still a lot of traveling to do and been around a lot of sickness while we were out there on the road. So I figure um, just keep on top of all of this stuff. And yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's important. Everybody's going to do what they're going to do. But as soon as I heard there was another booster available that can really help against some of the newest strains, I went, yeah, I'm there. So glad I got that done. It is still roasting hot here, and they're even talking about a tropical storm hitting maybe Friday, which would be fabulous if we got rain, but it'll probably be steam, judging by how hot everything has been. And I'll be up in Oregon this weekend doing a gig with Steve Postel and some friends up there, Jeff Pivar and Steve Ferroni, and I don't know who else we got going. But I'm looking forward to that. It'll be nice to see Steve again. I haven't seen him since I left for Lyle's tour. So that's all good. I figured, hey, I got a bunch to do. I figured I'll do a little bit more Lyle today. It's really fun visiting. I don't feel so far away from the other guys when I'm doing this. It feels still pretty fresh in my mind and my heart. And this, because it was such a fun bunch of people to be on tour with, and I really enjoyed them. But this is, I think, the point where we left off yesterday, and this is where Lyle is introducing Jeff White. So here we go.
I met Jeff White in 2002, and Jeff played with us in Sklar's band in 2007, and Jeff's one of the busiest men in the music business. He's not only is he a legend in the world of bluegrass and country music, he is a Grammy Award-winning record producer. And in 2002, Jeff was producing a record for the Chieftains with Patty Maloney. Jeff, tell the folks about
Chieftains
it.
was,
The record is called Down
such
the Old
a
Plank
great
Road,
group.
but it had a wonderful idea behind it, and you tell it better than I do.
Well, tried to make the connection that and the indebtedness that our country music and bluegrass music is in debt to the Irish music, and a lot of our fiddle music comes down from Ireland and Scotland, and even England is included in there. But I won't slag them, but Patty could. But anyway, they wanted to bring these songs that are known to be American songs and then put their Irish spin on it and see what the common denominators were in between the two.
Well, and they were looking for a lowest common denominator, so they called me. It was in 2002. I had a broken leg, and I hadn't flown in the spring. I hadn't flown anywhere, couldn't fly anywhere yet. And Jeff and Patty were nice enough to come to Texas, and we met up at Ray Benson's studio. Ray Benson of Sleep the Wheel let us record at his place, and Jeff White played guitar, and Patty Maloney played tin whistle. I mean, you know, just a few feet away from me. I couldn't believe it. I was a Chieftains fan. I had seen the Chieftains. Had seen him in Dublin at the Olympia Theater, which is like seeing Moses on the mountaintop. You know, I mean, it was incredible. And there I was getting to sit across from him, listen to him play that tin whistle. We got finished in time there was time for us to go to one of my favorite barbecue places, a place called Art's Rib House, and Art himself. Wasn't a native Texan. Art's gone now, rest his soul, and his place is gone. But he was from Burlington, Vermont. But that Yankee knew his way around a smoker. And as wonderful as it was listening to Patty Maloney a few feet from him play his tin whistle, watching him across the table dive into a plate of pork ribs and get barbecue sauce all over his fingers, his face, his forehead. It was inspiring.
One, two, three, go.
Don't let your deal go down, good Lord. Never let your deal go down. And don't let your deal go down, good Lord. Your last $1 gone. Well, I've been all around this whole wide world. I've been down to sunny Alabama. My mama, she always told me, son, never let your deal go down. Don't let your deal go down, good Lord. Never let your deal go down. And don't let your deal go down, good Lord. Your last $1 gone.
Now the last time I seen that
Jeff's singing now.
gal of mine, she was standing in the door. She said, honey, I'll be a long time gone. You'll never see my face no more.
Don't let your deal go down, good Lord. Never let your deal go down. Don't let your deal go down, good Lord. Your last $1 gone. Where did you get them high-heeled shoes and that dress of mine? Well, I got my shoes from a railroad man, my dress from a driver in the mine. Don't let your deal go down, good Lord. Never let your deal go down. Don't let your deal go down, good Lord. Your last $1 gone. Don't let your deal go down, good Lord. Never let your deal go down. And don't let your deal go down, good Lord. Your last $1 gone.
Jeff White.
Let's see where this goes next. This might be Luke.
Luke Bulla grew up playing.
I'll let you just listen. I don't play it. None of us play in this. This is a Luke
as,
solo,
as well as
but it's great.
the Chieftains. And you played a lot of traditional fiddle tunes growing up, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
You had an extraordinary upbringing. Would you mind just sharing that with the folks a little bit?
Well, not at all. I was born into a musical family and started singing on stage when I was 4, and then started playing fiddle. I picked out the fiddle when I was really small. They make fiddles in smaller sizes, and kind of scaled down. And so I picked
like socks.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Just with fiddles, yeah. And I started out on when I was 7 on an 8th size, I think.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then grew up in a family. We toured full time. We had a bus and toured all around the country for 15 years or so playing.
You were homeschooled.
Lots of music festivals, and other kinds of shows.
You played all the major fiddle contests across the country, didn't you?
Yeah, the big ones. I had, what's the big spider? We had, excuse me, we played the National Fiddle Contest was kind of the big one that we did every year in Weiser, Idaho, and that's held the third full week of June every year, and we did that every year starting when I was 7, and then the Grandmasters was the other one that we did, the Grandmasters in Nashville, Tennessee.
Luke is too modest to say this, but Luke won every fiddle contest he ever.
He's a great musician, really great.
He was so accomplished. I was actually was looking up some of his some of the contests he played, and there was a number by his name. It was at Weiser, and it said, and I read it. And this didn't surprise me, but I read it and I thought it said that Luke won it 96 times. It turned out the contest was in 1996, and he did win it that year. He's young, he really is. One evening I heard Luke strumming on his fiddle. He's fast. He's a fast. What's the 8-cylinder? Luke was strumming on his fiddle like it was a guitar. And my first thought was, you can't do that. But it turns out you can.
Oops.
Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Bullock.
I make my living playing fiddle. I play it every night. Tell the truth, I'd fiddle if I didn't make a dime. And I sure like good liquor, it makes me wanna play. The funny thing about the fiddle is it makes you wanna drink. For a shot of homemade whiskey and $100 bill, I'll burn the head off of this boat and play the temperance ring. But I play one for the ladies, so sweet they swoon and sway. I play one for those I've left and the one that got away. Well, I played it in the mountains and out on the western plains. I play it for my brother who I'll never see again. Play it high, play it lonesome like a mountain whippoorwill. Let's burn the rosin off of this boat and play the temperance ring. Lip drinking and dancing is an awful, dreadful sin. And I know where I'm going, sure as I know where I've been. This old fiddle bit me on the leg when I was 6 years old. I guess I'm gonna play it till the devil gets my soul. I like to play it all night long, never get my fill. Let's lay that rhythm down, boys, play the temperance ring.
People went nuts every night for Luke. So good.
Luke Bullock.
Did you play fast under threat of the spider?
Might have made me a little nervous.
And it's incredible, and that's a traditional tune that you wrote words to.
That's right. Yeah. I learned that fiddle tune. The Temper Trio is an old fiddle tune, and I learned it when I was probably around 8 or 10 years old, something like that.
Let's see what the next song is after the.
Luke. Well, like everybody on stage, really, everyone on stage is a solo artist, and Luke has a solo record out. You can find online. Jeff White has solo records. You have 3 solo records, don't you? And you find those online.
Yeah, you can go to jeffwhitebluegrass.com or go on Amazon or somewhere like that.
Amazon.
I mean, Lyle's generosity with sharing the band with an audience is really
Luke
great.
and I, Luke and I have more in common than just playing music together. Luke is the dad of a couple of young children, and as am I, and I learn a lot from Luke. I try to watch and learn, and seeing Luke with his children is inspiring. Your two are, I mean, they're musically inclined already, aren't they?
Yeah, Mason's playing fiddle already, and Luna has a little 16th size fiddle. She's just 2, so she's not.
This is a late bloomer. Well, we haven't given ours anything that could be used as a weapon, and so we're. But it's miraculous. I mean, I'm sort of late to the dad game, and I know other people have had children, but you know, when it happens to you, you feel like you're kind of inventing the whole deal. It's just fascinating to me, and you know, having children makes you think about your family, your whole family. You know, past family in the past, and you know, you can sort of imagine maybe a family in the future.
His storytelling is really great. That's a true balladeer.
I started thinking about that when they were about to turn 1. I expected, when they were born, I was sort of expecting an emotional epiphany, but it was busy. There was a lot going on, and I mean, there was twice as many people in the
They had
working in
twins,
the delivery room. I mean, there was
so it was
stuff
pretty-
happening, and I just remember thinking, huh. But I knew it would sink in. You know. My family has in San Jacinto County in East Texas, about 75 miles north of Houston, in the piney woods. The woods here are so beautiful and so thick, and that's the way those pine trees in East Texas are. I mean, you get out in those woods and you can hardly tell if it's night or day, you know. And we have that's where my grandfather's grandfather came to in 1850, and we have a family cemetery behind what was where his old house was, and it's the business of the cemetery keeps our extended family together, gives us a reason to associate, and you know, we enjoy it. The cemetery business is fun for us. When my dad's generation was in charge of taking care of the cemetery, the men of the family maintained it themselves, cut the grass, and made sure it was always presentable. We'd go up there every 2 or 3 weeks in the summertime, and I'd get to play with all my cousins. We'd go out in those woods. We'd play in the little creek that ran next to the cemetery and just get filthy, muddy, and dirty, and have the best time. And our moms would bring a covered dish, and we'd have a picnic when the work was done right there at the cemetery. And it was never creepy, you know. It was joyful. It was just a place for the family to gather. Now that my generation is in charge of taking care of the cemetery, we hire out the mowing, but we but we get together at least once a year and reenact the picnic. And now I get to see my children play with their cousins and go out in those woods and climb in and out of that same creek that I climbed in and out of, and they get all muddy and dirty and covered in ticks, and it makes me happy.
This is the title track to his new album, 12th of June.
Before spring turned into summer, after night turned into day, they were born a Monday morning in the days just after May, in the days just after May. By the branches and just play for me a happy tune. And know of all the days I love best the 12th of June. I love best the 12th of June. He was strong across his shoulders. She was delicate of skin, and their mother lay their ashes as we held them to our breast, as we held them to our breast. By the branches they just sang, play for me a happy tune. Know of all the days I love best the 12th of June. I love best the 12th of June.
Jeff White playing. Jim Cobbs.
All I have, the dad to give them. All I have, they will exceed. And one thing I know for sure is they improve the likes of me. They make a better man of me. So to my father and my mother, and all our fathers long before, there are those who walk above us, who remember that we were. They will remember that we were. And to these beautiful two children, and to my sweet and tender wife, I will love you three forever, though I fly beyond this life. Though I fly beyond this life. By the branches and just play for me a happy tune. And know all the days I love best the 12th of June. By the branches and many days I've loved. Oh, all the days I love best the 12th of June. I love best the 12th of June.
Oh no, I'll save that one for tomorrow. The computer had timed out and gone blank on me. It's just his songs are just beautiful. When you really listen to the lyric and you understand the stories on these, it's really wonderful. It was just about. I'll play it tomorrow. If I had a boat. The thing that was so great was one of the last gigs we did with Chris Isaac and his band. When we started to do this, Chris and the guys brought out an inflatable boat with an inflatable pony on it, brought that out on stage, and it stopped the show dead in its tracks. It was so funny. Chris is just, he has such a great band, and Chris is just a complete character. He's a funny guy. He's got a really wry, interesting sense of humor, and it was really a treat to be out there with those guys. I hope we get to see them again at some point out there on the road. But when they brought that inflatable boat and pony out there, we were dying. And at one point they had COVID, and Lyle ended up writing a song about COVID that was really funny. I mean, he would start with a disclaimer that this really is nothing to be joking about, but he's only joking on one person, and it was Chris. And it was a funny moment in the show when all this stuff would go down. But it was always the show was always malleable. There would be different songs, different nights. He would, we always had slightly different sets because Lyle has an incredibly extensive catalog of songs. So you've really got to be on your toes because he'll suddenly start playing a song, and you're going, "How the hell does that go?" It's a show really for listening. You really have to be on top of it, but it's very rewarding to play with an artist like that and with a band like this. So I'm gonna head over to Blue's place right now, who I did my book with, as they might have said at the beginning. I'm heading over there because I've got about 6 of my prints have been ordered by people, and he said they're all finished up, so I'm going to go pick them up and sign them and number them, and then get them into the post office. So the woman's work is never done. So have a great rest of the day. Try, if you're in the hot zones, just try to stay as cool as you can. This is really bleak. And I feel totally fine. It's been about a little over an hour or something since I had both my shots, and I feel nothing. So let me see. I got a Band-Aid right there. And I got a Band-Aid right there. I just try to let them really settle in so that the pure joy of pulling off a Band-Aid off of a hairy arm can be fully enjoyed. So I'm out of here. I will see you tomorrow, and then we'll start with If I Had a Boat. So take good care, everybody, and I'll see you then.